Greetings, this is Frosty Thundertrod, and this is episode 2 of Let's Play Banished. Now, in the last episode, I went relatively long. I'm going to try to stick to the 45-minute time limit, so these videos don't become too long and burdensome to watch. And also, the longer the videos are, the more likely I am to have problems with encoding and uploading them, so try to keep them at 45 minutes. Now, last time my village here became pretty much self-sustaining. You know, they're not really prosperous yet, but they've got everything they need to live a halfway decent life here. And pretty soon I'm going to have to demolish this builder's hut. We got a little bit of forest up here, but I don't see any deer within range. But the deer herds do wander around a little bit. Now my forester lodge is up here working away. Reserve of logs is low. Yep. I'm full of firewood, full of tools, full of coats. I got lots of food. So right now I'm considering myself being in pretty good condition. I'm going to let the logs build up a little bit. Yeah, stone's kind of what I'm short on right now. But I got some workers over here gathering stone. There's quite a bit up here too. And I see a herd of deer wandering through up here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a hunting cabin up here. And I'm going to remove this one right here. So that no longer serves any purpose. So I'll get it out of the way and make more room. And pasture's almost done. Of course, I have nothing to put in there yet, but it's nice to have it ready. So I got 2 small farm fields, a small orchard, and a good-sized pasture. Of course, you don't really get to choose when I start trading. You don't really get to choose what type of seeds or animals show up. So there are certain ones you hope for more than others, of course. But all the animals have a secondary resource beyond just their meat. You know, like chicken give eggs, sheep give wool, cattle give milk. You know, so even if you don't have enough to do any slaughtering, you at least get some food benefit. Well, not always food, because wool isn't food, but you can use that to make warm clothing. And generally speaking, once you get trading up and running, it becomes somewhat easier. Because you can buy raw materials like logs and leather, and then you can turn them into refined material and sell them back to the traders for more. So As long as you get a good amount of traders coming in, you can always, supplement your food production by importing food. There's no actual currency in the game, so everything's barter. That's one thing you gotta keep in mind. So, even though, you can trade and get a lot of stuff, you'll never truly become what would be considered wealthy because there's no currency, so. But what you can do is you can have every type of food available and every type of resource available. And then you're pretty much prospering. And after that, it's just a matter of, do you want to go through and do as many of the achievements as you can? Now, some of them, you won't be able to do all of them in a single playthrough because some of them are mutually exclusive. Like the ones that require a small population, and then there's ones that require a large population. Obviously, you can't do both at the same time. Here we are, early spring. Come down here pretty soon. I think I'm going to put all my mines and quarries and stuff down here. That way I'll be relatively close to feed into my production right up here. There's a nice little flat spot here, but it's going to be difficult to get to. It's got this lake in the way and you can't build a bridge over a lake. Well, it looks like I can come down and around this way. This here might eventually become an agricultural area. I can put in some more agriculture over here too. That's what I'll do. So I'll continue building production in this area. Then I'll build a bridge across over here, put in more agriculture over here, and then put all my mines and quarries and stuff right along this ridge. I'll just leave this area alone for now. And then here and here is going to be my nature preserves, where I'm going to keep things like hunters and foresters, gatherers, and a couple of herbalists too. Alright. Up my builders to 2. Yeah, but I think this peninsula here is going to be... get all my production right in this general area, and then this peninsula here is going to be kind of the town center area. I'll have my boarding house, the school, the church, all that stuff. Town hall, all in this area. At some point here I'm going to want to do a second woodcutter too, because firewood's going to be my chief export. Alright, now my logs have built up nicely, so I'm going to increase the amount of... There we go. That'll increase the amount of firewood in stores. Alright, my pasture's done. This hunter lodge is gone. This one hasn't really started building yet. Might put a couple more houses down here. Overall, though, this was a relatively easy start for a mountain map in a harsh climate and hard starting conditions. My resources are building up nicely. Wish I could allocate, where my resources would go. Like firewood can go in the stockpile, and it can go into the food storage. But food can only go in the wagon or in the barn. So, I know what I want to build. I'll put a well right here. It says it provides water for fires. I think it's a nice touch. It gives the citizens, some place to just kind of hang out. It'd also be nice if the farms didn't have to be, squares or rectangles. So I could wrap a field around this barn here instead. Now some people, I've seen some of the Let's Players on YouTube just destroy this cart, but I don't really see any reason to. I mean, it doesn't do any harm just sitting there. It can just be a little museum to our starting point. Now if we had parks or something, that's what I'd do. I'd just build a little park right here, all around the wagon. Just be a little monument to the starting of Vista Point. Alright, this hunting cabin's coming along nicely now. Now this here's the 3 hunters that I destroyed their other cabin, and this one isn't done yet, so they're saying they don't have a job. So they're just out here working as laborers. It'd also be kind of neat, since this is a wagon or cart, if you could move it around. But you can't do that, so. Alright, that hunter cabin's finished. Reserves of food is low. I'm guessing it's just a matter of getting the food from the production sites to the storage. As you can see, fish sitting on the dock here. Alright, and I got 3 more laborers come of age, so that'll hurry things along. Yeah, food's building nicely now. Alright, I'm going to unpause the trading post. Got everything I need to make that already in stock. Oh, except for stone. Stone's a little low. As you can see, trees just fall randomly out in the wilderness sometimes. Which is something they do. Got a little stockpile here. And remove all these resources. Like I said, also be careful not to go across the river with your gather orders. Am I really short of anybody right now? No, it looks like I'm doing good here. Got just about everybody I need assigned to something. And once that trader's complete, I'm going to put 1 person into it. Don't need a whole lot, one's enough. So right now I'm beginning to get a surplus of people, so I'm going to go ahead and drop down a school. Put the school right here. That might be a good time for an herbalist as well. Now, herbs are kind of spotty. They do sell, but only to certain merchants. But the merchants that do buy them pay fairly well for them. That's not something that needs to be worked full-time either. You can just keep... So once you get a bit of a stockpile of herbs, they last quite a while, so... I'll put 1 person into it, get a bit of a stockpile, and just turn it off and reassign them somewhere else. Now I got 5 laborers. So it's a good thing I'm turning on my trading post here. Now, up here, put another Forester's Lodge, Gatherer's Hut, and Hunting Cabin. I try to pack them together pretty close. Alright. Now shift, and we're going to come over here, just like that. This will help increase my resource supply, give me a little bit more food coming in, because my population is growing. I'm up to 25 people now. Got 5 more children on the way. I need to get agriculture going pretty soon. It's right around 30 people or so. It's about the time you really need agriculture to remain effective. Go ahead. Move a couple of these. There we go. Move them over to builders. Now, as soon as this school is complete, a lot of people that are between the ages of 10 and 20 drop out of their workforce and become students instead. Pause these up here too. I want to get that trading post finished. Yeah, no, I'll leave the hunter cabin and the gatherer to still build. Oh, that's a herbalist. In that case here, I'm going to stop this. In fact, I'm going to remove this. I wanted a gatherers, not a herbalist over there. There we go. But it's okay. You needed a herbalist. It doesn't matter if it's here or over there. Both work the same. Alright. Now let's go one trader. Now I need to put things into inventory over here so I can trade. Now my primary trade resource is going to be firewood. Put 560 firewood, 20 iron tools, and 20 hide coats. Now, when a vendor comes along, seeds cost 550 firewood, and if it comes with animals, I can trade the hide coats or iron tools instead. I'm running kind of low on stone rather consistently, so I'm not going to bother putting stone in here. Logs sell okay, but that's another thing. I'm going to use logs to be making firewood, which sell better than logs do. If you got a glut of stone, that's a good thing to sell, just because nothing's made out of stone. Now once I get some seeds, then I'll go ahead and build more houses, because I don't want a population increase until I get my agriculture up and running. crops like cabbages, corn, potatoes, and that sort of thing, stuff that goes in a crop field. You can get, if you plant it in the spring, you'll get a harvest that year. Orchards, however, take a little while. They have to wait till the trees mature before you start getting harvests out of them, which is also a very realistic thing. You don't plant apples and get apples that year. You gotta wait 5-6 years. Unless you cheat and just buy an already mature apple tree and have a tree spade come out and put it in. But that's not very cost effective for a large orchard. It's great if you just want an apple tree in your backyard, however. I don't know if trade vessels are randomly generated or if they just show up at certain times. I'm not even sure if it's not even based on how many traders you have in your trade depot, how often they come. But that's the reason why it's important to be able to grow enough food on your own, not to rely on trade. Trade offers a lot of diversity of your food, but you should not rely on them as a food source. I'm very happy with the way this village is turning out so far. I'll probably build a little group of huts over here to provide workers for my city center. And possibly a market. Because these houses here can... These houses and these houses can easily reach the storage barn. But over here, it'll be a bit of a walk to get to the storage barn for food, so you build a market over here. And then the market will go gather food from the storage barns. That's basically how the food distribution works. You build your storage barns close to your agriculture, so that way the workers can make the return trips quickly, and that helps you get your fields harvested in time. And then you use your markets to move the food from the storage barns to where the people live at. Yep, I'm all stocked up right now, so all I need is a trader. So I'm going to have like a little mini village right in here, to provide workers for the city center and the docks. Then I'll have another mini village here to provide workers for the mines and quarries. Then with the farms over here, I'll have another mini village and a storage barn over here to provide for the farmers to live. You got this little ridge line in the center of it, but overall this is a very good area for agriculture, nice and flat and open. And also stick a fishing pier on this river. Now, since there's no graphical representation of fish on the map, I don't think fish can deplete the way that deer herds and, gathering bushes can. Not sure what I'm going to do with this area up here yet. This is a nice little area where you can build something in. We'll just wait and see. Nice little lake for fishing. And when a trader friendly arrives, I'll get a pop-up notice here in the event log. You see here the people just kind of gathering around the well, mainly kids, but see, her health is low, but she's 60 years old, so that's to be expected. As you can see here, just a couple minutes ago, I had 1,000 food, now I have 644, and that's kind of the way it cycles through. That's the reason why it's nice to have a good amount of food storage. I have a lot of iron stockpiled too. I think I'll build a couple of houses in this general area pretty soon. I'll give people to work up here, somewhere place closer. And they're still close enough to the food cart down here to get food easily. Now, traders show up any time of year, which you'd think you want to trade by river in the winter, because rivers tend to freeze in the winter, but that doesn't seem to affect this game. However, certain types of trade actually prospered in the winter overland. Because, places where you couldn't get a wagon through, you could get through on a sled once it was covered in snow and ice. Go ahead and kick speed up a little bit. Yes, whenever you're finding you don't have anything to do, that's usually a cue. It's time to increase speed. Once this food production comes online up here, I'll go ahead and plop down 2 more houses. Still have 5 unassigned laborers, but as soon as these 4 buildings here come online, I'll be able to fill them. There we go. 1 herbalist, that'll be enough there. I want to try to keep 2 people just as laborers to move stuff around. And that way, as people start to die, the laborers will automatically fill in for the person that died, take over their job. And stone's continuing to be a problem. So there's a trader. Alright, I'll pause the game now and let's see what this trader has to offer. Cattle! Alright. So I'm going to need at least 2. It's going to cost 1,600. So I'm going to trade my hide coats and my iron tools. Alright. $1,580. So need a 285. Yes. Alright. Now I got 2 cows. A big cow and a baby cow. Good. Now they're going to go into this pasture. So now I need to assign a herdsman, or 2 herdsmen. And there goes the cows. And my phone's ringing, so I'm going to pause here. Alright, just a telemarketer. If they don't have the good sense to know that Frosty's recording a video right now, don't call. Now, cows, I believe, also give leather when they're slaughtered. I'm not sure if they give milk or not, but I know they do give leather when they're slaughtered. Keep an eye on them here and see how long it takes. Because cows are kind of slow to reproduce. Chickens will fill up a pasture fairly quickly, but cows can take a while. Okay, so let's add 2 houses over here. There's 1, 2. Reserve of logs is now low. Probably because that bridge over here took a lot of them out. Now it's also important, don't queue anything to be built over here until this bridge is done. Otherwise, your people will come over here and start trying to chop stuff down even though they can't get here, and they'll start a march of death. Food reserves are running low. Still only 2 cows. Let's see here. Collect stone up here, guys. There we go, now they're gathering some stone, so some of my buildings should start kicking in again. Looks like both my cows are full grown now, so maybe they should start making baby cows. Alright, hunting cabin is finished. Gatherer's hut's being built. So I'm gonna assign a couple more hunters. Yeah, go up and use all my laborers up as hunters now. Although I'm gonna reduce the number of builders. I don't need this many builders. See, look at this, I already got 78 medicine, so I'm gonna remove my herb list. This is gonna take quite a while to use up all these herbs. Assign 4 more gatherers. There we go. Unpause the forester. There we go. Got a baby cow. So I got 3 cows in there now. And this one over here is being Maverick. He's straddling the fence to eat the road. That bridge is done. So I can start removing all these resources over here. And a trader's at the post. Let's see what he has to trade. He just has cattle. I don't need any more cattle. Alright, so just dismiss him and he can leave. And there's my 45-minute timer, so I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you very much for watching.